just try to make this a quick one. I just carved this duck out of Douglas fir. And I think it's, you know, kind of cute. I plan to make more of these. It's not done yet. I got to stain it and then finish it. Pretty easy to make, relatively, you know, to some of the other ones. I did make a couple of mistakes. That part's supposed to be thicker in there, but I modeled it after this one. See, I get stuff from the thrift store and then I bring it home and try to see if this is actually, I think, made out of brass or some kind of metal. See, I forgot to put the wing in. I can't really do it now. While I was carving this, I had I left some of the wood on so I could clamp it down. You know, use a clamp so I could chisel it out. Something this small, you can't really hold on and get a good accurate cut. But I think it looks fine just without it, though. There's another duck. This is a duck decoy. An old one. I did not carve this, but that doesn't have it. But I think the next one I'll try to remember to put that in there, because I think this looks kind of good with that. Kind of indicates a wing there. I might have to do some more final sanding, you know, but some areas are hard to get to. But I think it looks kind of cute, though, you know. Oops, got a piss bottle showing. Sorry about that. There she is. We got to name it. What do you want to name it? Daffy Duck's been taken. Donald Duck's been taken. I'm thinking about staining it Sedona red, and but I'm not sure. I like the other kind of stain I have. This lighter one, Colonial Maple. I've done a lot of projects using that stain. I just carved this one too not long ago. 825, 20, and 22. That's like an elf. Just a piss poor sanding job. I'm so mad at myself. You know, I wasn't really fully into it. I might just resand this one. From now on, I'm going to do a really good job sanding. But I like this one, how this one turned out too. It's something totally different than I've carved before. Well, I did do a Santa. I'll show you that in a second. I think it's out here. That's like an elf. This one is kind of like an elf, I guess. And here's a chisel set I just got. I do almost all. I don't hardly do any power at all. I mostly use chisels and I use a lot of files. This is a wood carver's best friend, in my opinion. And I got a set of these on Amazon. These are really good too, but this Japanese Shinto rasp is just a must-have. I've carved many banjo necks with this thing and many other carvings. You can get really fine, you know, just dial everything in with this. It takes off a lot of material really fast. So I kind of rough it out with a bandsaw. I just draw on a duck and then I cut it out. I got to get a better bandsaw though. This is just not enough headroom. This is just El Cheapo, you know. So I gotta, if I'm going to continue with this, I should probably get a better bandsaw. In fact, it wasn't even tall enough to do the duck. I had to use a jigsaw over there, believe it or not. And that's why the jigsaw blade drifted on me and cut in here too deep. See that? It's supposed to be thicker like that. But, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna, lose any sleep over it. So, just wanted to show you this. I won't hold you up too long. I wanted to show you one other thing that I did too in the house that I forgot to. I put some pictures in the community section of some of the wood carvings I've done. More recently, I haven't really done a whole lot this summer because it's been so hot and I just haven't really felt up to it. But I had no idea I could carve a duck. And feels good knowing that you accomplished that. And of course I'm going to try to build a bigger one. And I had no idea I can carve something like that. I had no idea I could carve anything, really. But you'll surprise yourself. If you get into carving or anything you want to do, don't ever think you can't do it. You can do it. You'll surprise yourself. I mean, study up a little bit, but you don't have to take a 4-year course to do it. Sometimes just study a model like this. Just look at it and kind of have a good idea what you're going to do going in, but you don't have to fully know what you're going to do. Because what will happen is everything will kind of unfold for you as you just dig in, see where you need to cut. And as they say, the carving will reveal itself to you. The duck will come out because it wants to come out. Anyway, I don't want to get too silly here. So what we'll do is go inside and this is the laundry room. It's really messy. Sorry about that again. Believe it or not, this dryer here, it's another El Cheapo Hot Point. I bought 20 years ago when I moved in, and the son of a gun still works perfect. This is the second washing machine. Come October 2nd, I'll be 20th anniversary. I moved in here. I moved in here October 2nd, 2002, 20 years ago. Never ever thought I'd ever own a house. Being homeless for like 5 years and then 90, living out of my car, working 2 jobs. And then I got a bus driver job that finally paid a little bit of money. And saved every penny, practically, not every penny, but saved up quite a bit. That's a newer one. They all have the same pose, really. That's a newer one back there. I didn't really like how that turned out, but that's one of my favorites. I did that about a year or 2 ago. Just a real simple wood spirit. And there's the lady in white back there. I call her the lady in white. One of the first ones I did in the round. Wanted to show you a mermaid I did. I forgot to put the picture up on the community tab with the others. Get some light going here so you can see it better. That's like a mermaid. Now, as far as the eye goes, I'm going to have to do something about that. I don't really like that. So I'll try to figure something else out. Those are really simple too. You just cut out, draw the outline. I got a template from the dollar store. And I just drew it out on some Douglas fir. Same kind of wood the duck is made out of. A lot of people say Douglas fir is just, doesn't look very good. I love the grain of Douglas fir. Now you got to look, when you're picking out Douglas fir at the store, get the kind with grain. I really love the grain. That's probably the best part of this. Look at that. I think that's beautiful, the grain I'm talking about. Just a simple carving. You just cut it out on the bandsaw and then use your Japanese Shinto rasp. Kind of round it over a little bit and get it smooth with the files, and then sandpaper. Put some stain on it. Let's just show you a couple more over here that I did. I put the pictures up of these. This is a sea dragon. I did this the exact same time I was doing the mermaid. And I like this one too, real simple. Here's another wood spirit. All hand tools. Real simple. Normally I use a really wider spacing for the beard, but trying to do something a little bit different. So I really like this one, how it turned out, and plus the fact that I just used all hand tools, like I say. No power tools at all, except for cutting out the log that fell down in the backyard. It's made out of Douglas fir from a limb that fell down in the backyard. Chainsawed up the limb. Got quite a few logs so I can make more wood spirits or whatever I want to make out of them. And I made the banjos, and I think I've made about 7 or 8 banjos. Now I put up the pictures here in the community tab on my YouTube page. This is another wood spirit. This is my design with the candle. There's a few people making wood spirits. Just Google how to carve wood spirits. Jordy Johnson is the master. Doug Fir, I think that's his name, Doug Fir. Doug Linker uses all hand tools. Check those guys out if you want to learn how to do this, and maybe I'll do a how-to video if I get a camera and a stand and lighting and all that. Once I get good at it, I'll get it down to a kind of a science to where I could teach it and make it make sense. I'll do it. But I liked how this one turned out. I did not carve the cat, but I'll probably end up doing one like that. Now, I think I showed you this one before. This one, the same thing, same theme, different facial expression, you know, just drilled a couple holes in the eyes. Big hole in the mouth like a, oh my God, what's going on down there? But the candle idea is, I don't know anybody that's doing that, so that's kind of my idea. Not to brag about it or nothing, but then I've done a couple of these. Oh, here's another one down here. Just too glossy of a finish. Too glossy, but I kind of like it now, though. I mean, it's just a little bit too glossy, but I'm going to buy a can of satin urethane. I've got a can of gloss urethane out there, but it's just too shiny. And I like this one, but this has a long story behind it that's complicated. I don't know if we have time to get into it. Okay, real quick, I carved this one a while back. Might have been half a year ago or a year ago. I was all done with it. It did not have this face in there. This is made out of clay, just the face. The rest is wood. Cedar wood, I think it is. Or I can't remember, cedar or Douglas fir. And I was trying to get the last strands of hair in, but the wood kept chipping off. I had to push the hair back further, and then to compensate I had to push the face back. The original face I had in there was the best face I had ever carved. It had realistic eyes. They were kind of like those eyes. It had a good mouth. It was just the best. And I kept having to push the face back and back and back to compensate for the chip out of the hair. Putting in just the last strands. Literally almost done. Finally I got mad and just drilled the whole face out, all the way to the back. I didn't go clean through. Then I just threw it on the across the room and said, F it, move on to the next one. Don't sweat it. Then a couple weeks later, I thought, well, I wonder, maybe I can just mold some clay together and put it in there, and I did. I've never worked with clay before. I just put it in there and got it to where I kind of wanted it. This was just supposed to be a practice phase to see if I could do it or not, and it looked okay. So I pulled it out and stuck it in the oven for like 15 minutes to get it hard. Then I just pushed it back and put a little bit of super glue behind there. If I wanted to change the face and the neck, I can just take a little screwdriver up there and pry it out, put in another one, but it's okay. So, you know, it all worked out in the end. This one I kind of liked a lot, quite a bit, but it's only a two-dimensional, 2x4 of cedar. Mostly hand tools with this one. I gotta find a different, get better at making the hands, I know. The hand on this one is just way too big. Reminds me of that Seinfeld episode. Jerry dating that lady with the big hands. Such a snob, but he's funny. But this one's kind of like a wizard. Looks kind of like a wizard type of character. When did I do this? March 1st, 20 and 22. Well, I said this video would not get long, but here we go again. This one, originally, 11/22 is when it, 2021 is when it was finished, but I think I finished it up. Most of it was done, like I say, probably a couple of weeks before that. This is one I just recently did, and not to badmouth her, because it's kind of like almost like a person now. I don't want to say anything bad, but it turned out kind of like an Iron Maiden. Like, reminds me of that lady in Nurse in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Lois Fletcher, is that her name? Is that who played the part so well? So hard to make a mouth. I kept trying and trying, and it just kept going, messing up, so I had to cut it all out, try again, and it got sewed down there. Look at that. The face isn't even round. Tried to make a cute little design there. You know, they're not all going to turn out to be masterpieces where they go into the Louvre or the Guggenheim Museum, or, you know, they're not all going to be museum pieces. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't want to hold you up any more than that. Seems like I had something else to say. Yeah, this one was all hand tools again. Pretty new. I think it's, yeah, 6, 16, 20, and 22. It might seem like I'm doing a lot of carving, but believe it or not, I don't. Many days I don't do any. I go for weeks at a time without doing it. I'm usually out there just for like about an hour, if I go out at all. The eyes, you know. It's another like wizard type of character. By the way, I'm using the wrong kind of wood to carve. You won't see hardly anybody carving out of cedar or Douglas fir. Most people use cottonwood bark, butternut, or basswood. I have never carved out of those woods. I imagine it's a lot easier. I know cottonwood bark is a beautiful wood. It's very expensive to buy. I just use stuff that fall down out there in the backyard, or I buy lumber at Lowe's or Home Depot. Well, I guess that's that. Thanks for watching. I'll see if I can get this posted. Take care. Bye.